Hello, England, YouTube, my friends, and all you rock warriors. This is me as a poet. Now, poetry is supposed to talk to the soul, mirror the truthful, and tackle the toll. The author a voice with a gentle hand, unless caught within some tangled land. Whereupon fever should flavour the tongue and pillar the mirror with verbal gun. Seat your guts, pit anxieties, people pickle, and share its antagonistic tickle. Well, that's what I'm doing. It starts with this. Once, nearly 1,000 years ago, tongues, all of them then pink, of course, fought to decide whose white bums, white heads, and white ways would stamp one white's worth into pink mouths, claiming England their earth. A story begun then, 1066, all tomorrows, down to bow, arrow, horse, and hordes, horrors. Both sides called turds by each other, mothers just producers of such ugly brothers. Worth the winners, however, that issue, and daily since as seen in hands of those French froggy turds. England's mothers, just bellies for turds, herds, and taxed for producing any tissues. Losers' words then, dawn 1067, all that was left to fight with. Winners, one squatting on white English pith. A dirty conundrum, to be sure, this. All tongues in one handshake, no smelly kiss. 10 toes in space between ears, sure, and yours. Their kick out hunting, with no doubt your balls. Ears, mine in this case, hearing its weep a walk, like mine, white England's mother's land of chalk. A convoluted one now, true, but then, 1066, her den faced white men using sword for God's white pen, fully insistent upon blood for ink, and their right to tell her that don't stink. Well, 1066 saw those French fucking froggies get that win. Those white tongues left alive their rubbish bin. England's English sons, ignorant, stupid, and a bunch of fucking bums. Her mothers, those left alive, that is, legs spread, tongues, better yet, numb and dumb. Well, someone, somewhere must, I've heard, upstand white. So why not here, and you English are born white by right? Somewhen, not a politician's preference then, but George, by George, tongue, choice of white men. Somehow, not a clout left in any doubt. With that, doubt, white, tight, English word, out, about, and always ready to tackle any person whose mother tongue cackles or shackles her God-given right to ask or task anyone's mighty mental flask, fully expecting by right an answer, which in English should prove tongue, no prancer, opinion not a tango, tongue one, just one. Well, white roots, of course, a pack of lies. That's white denied. And we not born the day her white blight died. Does then today sit her white kith and kin, that's me, in dirty, rotten, filthy rubbish bin. Her white 1066 English did that Morse at bottom. The bin soon sat 1,000 years rotten. One's opinion, of course. All of those hers and mine, dead or bled of rights to blight, white or swine, is what woke dawn 1067. Killers paid and French gits a bloody heaven. The boot with root, shoot, coot, and all its toots, along with white, shout, clout, doubt, and its fruits. Somewhere then, here of course, fate of her and one. Someone, them of course, not in doubt, to bum. Well, ma'am, tested? Well, I have seen more than one of your daughters, eyes on my page, me kicking the rafters, then turn tongue to my ears and clearly say, that's true, and that, no presumption. I be tongue of hers, and you stinks a relation. And yes, ma'am, by God, she stood to law that day. Better yet, ma'am, their tongues too clearly said, please proceed. Whether with bitter tongue of stinking seed, blight of white weed, or greed, cost of big white hope, rather than voice that does use tongue to cry, sick of the stink that must from tongues clearly fly. Is just it, you see. Her rights then torn up and slaughtered by French and Pope. Her wives, her nobles, her teachers slaughtered his white git, his white ways, imported. And yet, today we use a language that was invented in 1067. We don't speak that nasty, horrible French froggy stuff. We don't speak any of that popish Itai stuff. We don't speak any krautish stuff. We speak a language invented by the women of 1067. Now me, I think I can do nothing but stand, as that language says I must, to that and all of you too.